Whoa! Hello guys! So 2 weeks ago it was the day of the thrift store here in Belgium, which is kind of the same like the retro store, retro day at the thrift store, which is in March, but then in October, and a lot less good stuff actually. So these days they put out like the good items, the special items, the games, the cool toys, the retro furniture, the records, and all that kind of jazz. Now, the way I go about with it is like on Friday they set up the store, they put signs on it, not for sale, and then the next day, if you're rushing, you might be able to pick up something cool. Um, so I visited on Friday three stores, and in the hope that I would see where the games were, and um, then go back Saturday the next day and pick up those games. So uh, one thrift store that really advertised video games in Schoten. Um, so I went there on Friday during my lunch break. It's a 20-minute drive, so I really had to rush it. But on that same day, I already found StarQuest! Yay! Which is a really cool board game from the creators of HeroQuest. Yeah, never see. It's the second time I've seen it like in second-hand stores, and it was only €3. Yay! Then I went to two other thrift stores after work, and in the first one I saw, well, there are actually not much video games here, just some one Game Boy Advance and a couple of Atari 2600 cards. So I said, okay, we're not gonna go here. And then the second store actually had some really cool Mega Drive games. And then I did a very naughty thing. Instead of going to that store first thing Saturday morning, I actually just hid two of the games that I really wanted under the shelves. So when we went there the next day, I went together with Julian. We went there around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I looked under the shelves and nobody had found my hidden games. So the first game I found, this one is for me, is Desert Demolition, starring Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. I paid a whopping €2 for it, which is actually a pretty good price for this game. It's a later release, and in Europe it's like a more expensive title. And this one I actually wanted for Julian, but I wanted the manual to complete my own copy, and then Julian didn't want it anymore. So yeah, if it's up for trade, who wants a copy of Ghostbusters? I have two now. It kind of shows that you never have to pay too much for games, because I overpaid. Well, I didn't overpay according to eBay, but for me personally, I overpaid for this copy, €20, and then 2 weeks later I found another copy for €4, which is complete. So we went to Scholte, the thrift store that advertised games. Like we were there at 8:30 waiting in line, and we rushed into the store. We were the first, and there was actually nothing there. There were like 5 Game Boys for €25, and some other like Game Boy Advance and DS's. And I was to the lady there, like the manager, like, come on man, is this all you got? I came here yesterday, you said you had 2 carts full of retro gaming stuff. And then she even showed us in the back room the other carts, and they were like 2 N64s and like a couple of other Xboxes and PlayStation. Nothing really of note. So I mean, I do kind of think that the retro games in the thrift stores are drying out here in Belgium. Maybe just because people who already donate this kind of stuff already did way a couple of years ago, and now you find a lot of super cheap like PS2 and 360 titles, but yeah, I'm not really interested in those. So the first thrift store really was a bust. Then we went to the second one who advertised toys, also kind of really big bust. I mean, we found some well, toy-wise it was really nothing, but they were also promoting comic books. And this is actually a three-part comic book, also French comic book translated, which I have the second part of. I had it since I was 15 or something. Don't know where I got it, but they had the complete set here, hardcover. So it's a really cool story. Finkel. Don't know what is the original French title. It's probably in here somewhere. No, actually, maybe it's also Finkel. I don't know. So it's a three-part story, 150 a piece, so 450 for the set. Really happy with this one. I like my comic books. Then we went to another thrift store which advertised toys, and that one wasn't a complete bust. Let's check it. First up I found Zaxxon, the board game, for 150. Yay! Which is a steal in my opinion. Whoa. And then I also found the White Ranger. I think this one was €2. Two? No weapons, of course. And yeah, I also bought this bag of Legos there for €8. Mainly for 2 pieces. From the... yeah, they're in there. Where, here's one. Like for the bar, the middle-aged tavern. These pieces are only in this set, so I needed those to complete that set. So €8 for this bag of Legos. So then we continued onwards, and first we went to Mortsel, which had a lot of awesome Playmobil toys and other vintage toys, but in the end, yeah, I already have so much stuff, so I can't really pick up too much toys. Especially on Playmobil, I mean, I really have a lot. But I did pick up this set. It's from the early 80s. It's like this series of really cool soldiers. I really wanted it when I was a kid. It was no longer for sale when I was a kid, of course, because it was much older, but I had an old catalog from I don't know where I got it. So this set is complete, except one sword is missing. And you have the little guardhouse with the captain and his... Whoa! Captain's gone missing. His sword is also missing. But it's just a nostalgia thing, and that's why I picked it up. Then I also... the Atari games were still there. The Atari games I talked about before. I went to see the day before if they got any games. 2 of the Atari games were still there. Decathlon by Activision, €2. And River Raid, €2. I already have River Raid, but I'm not sure if my label is like in good condition, and it's a good game. I will be able to trade it if somebody wants it. So to be sure, I picked up that game as well. I also picked up this cool Sony tape case. I really like things like that, so yeah. It was also €2. What else? I don't know. That's it's a really lame day of the thrift store. So online somebody said in Duffel, which is another town, they have laser discs. So I went to Duffel on Wednesday, like 3 days later. I didn't find any laser discs there, but laser discs. But I did actually still find some games. First up is a game I really liked on the PlayStation 1, Sheep. Yeah, it's a sheep herding game. I don't know if it says exactly the same on the Game Boy Advance, but it was really awesome on the PS1. And this one is a Mike Tyson boxing. Whoa. I thought it would be like a Punch-Out clone, but it's more like a top-down boxing game. Apparently, according to the reviews, not that great, but they were both €1 a piece. So I also found a bag of figurines, and there were like 5 GI Joe figurines in there. So I was like, yay! Um, I immediately gave the modern figurines that were not branded like fake Chinese back at the cash register. But what the entire bag was €1. This one is a really cool one. I didn't actually know this one existed. This is from the Battle 2000 series from GI Joe. It really looks like a soldier from Aliens. Then this one is the pilot from the Night Hawk, I think, the big black Cobra plane. Somebody painted him all black with a marker, so I've been cleaning it off with some alcohol, and it's kind of working, but I still have a lot of work to do. Forgot this guy's name, but yeah, it's cool to have a GI Joe figure. So like €1 for the entire bag. Here's a snake eyes, but this one is the version from I think 1995 or something. You see the shoulders are much wider than the old figures. This one is a Leonard figure, but it's really cool looking. It looks like one of the village people. So I kept this one as well. And last but not least, the silly A-Teams tank. Like, they never had a tank in the A-Teams, but this one was also €1. It's kind of busted out, but missing the cannon. It has a hole in the back. But, I mean, it looks cool. I'm gonna put it on the shelf. It's an A-Team tank. What do you want? So, and my last pickup is Spandau Ballet Parade, which is a very, very poppy. They're one of the last 80s albums, I think. No, it's already 1984, so I love 80s pop. Sue me. I think it's great. So, these were all my pickups from the day of the thrift store. Hope you guys enjoyed.